Hello,
Hi, how are you doing, Kusum? Nice to see you again.
I'm doing great. Dr. Peter, thank you so much. What about you?
I'm great, thanks. Kusum, I want to know, has there ever been a time in your life when you were criticized about something and you felt bad? Has that ever happened to you?
Uh, yes, ma'am, it happens with everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct. That's
I
true.
take it positive. If you
You think
criticize
positive.
me or like if you tell me my mistakes, then I would take it positively so that I can learn from them and grow more and more.
Got it. But sometimes what happens is, Kusum, now supposing now I am your teacher, correct? So after you finish talking, I'll say there are two ways I can criticize you. Okay, I can say, my God, Kusum, you are hopeless, absolutely hopeless. I don't know why I'm wasting time with you and sitting and teaching you these things. Anyways, nothing is going into your head. So please, I don't want to have any more classes with you. This is one way to criticize. Another way would be, Kusam, you've made great progress. Okay. I think these were excellent. The way you made the sentences, the way you use the idioms. But I think we need to concentrate a little more on your accent, on your pronunciation. Because certain words I can't understand. I'm not getting clarity. So, which criticism do you prefer?
I would like second one.
Obviously. Because the second criticism means I gave you what is the reason? You give me your reason. Why do you like the second criticism?
Because ma'am, you told me all my where I can work. You told me
Yes.
different parts like you are not good with vocabularies. You don't use perfect idioms phrases. So
Yes.
I can think and I can improve.
Correct. So I told you also your positives initially. I said, Kusum, fantastic job. I love the way you made this sentence. I love the way you put this word in. All that is great. Perfect. First class. Good job. But we need to focus a little more on certain areas. So when I first highlight your positives and then come to the negatives, then you will feel more confident. Okay, I am doing a good job. Otherwise, from the beginning itself, I keep berating you. Berate. Berate. What is the meaning of berate? Berate. Berate means to shout.
Speak harshly in a rude way.
Yes, absolutely. First class. Berate means to speak harshly in a rude way or basically to shout at someone. Neetu berated Kusum for her performance in the examination. That means Neetu shouted or Neetu scolded, or like you said, Neetu spoke very harshly to Kusum because she was not happy with her performance in the examination. That is the meaning of Birit. So now we have cleared that. No problem. Now, I would like to know, in a similar fashion, has there ever been a time you told me that yes, everyone gets criticized, madam, but you have to take it positively? So, another way of saying it is, I have to take it on the chin. Neetu criticized Kusum harshly, but Kusum took it, Kusum took the criticism on her chin or on the chin. What is the meaning of on the chin? To take something on the chin means to take it positively or to be strong. To be strong about something is called as to take it on the chin. Kusum was upset about her performance in the examination, but she took it on the chin and decided to work hard. That means Kusum finished the examination, but she only got 50%. So she was upset. But that's okay. She became strong and she said, no, I'm not going to sit and brood over it. Brood. BROOD. Brood means sit and, oh, I only got 50. I only got 50. To be sad or upset or constantly complain about something is called as brood. BROOD.
Rude.
But instead of brooding over it, Kusum decided to take it on the chin and work hard for the next exam. That is what Kusum decided to do. So, my question to you is, at any point in life, Kusum, if you are comfortable to talk about it, has it ever happened that someone criticized you very badly? That you were so upset and you thought, oh, I will never recover from this? Has it ever happened to you? And if you're interested in talking about it, that would be great. And if you're not comfortable, please let me know. That's also fine. Anything is fine.
I don't think so.
Okay.
How I do it. If somebody
Okay.
criticizes me, then
Uh-huh.
I make sure that I would work on it and make it perfect.
Mhm. Not I would, I will work on it. There's no
I
need
will
to say would. I will work on it and make it perfect.
make it perfect.
Or you'd say, I will work on it till I am satisfied. You will work on it till you are
Till
satisfied with the end result.
yeah, till I will work till I am satisfied with the work.
Perfect. I will work on it till I am satisfied. That is another way of saying it. You're right. You can say like that.
Mm.
Okay. Now, Kusum, you are saying that if anyone criticizes you, you are okay with it. Have you ever had the chance to criticize someone and tell someone, I don't like the way you did something? Has that ever happened to you? Maybe you criticized in a nice way, but have you ever done that to someone?
Yes, ma'am. It happens with me sometimes. I criticize my child. He's 9 years old, but sometimes he doesn't organize the things. He always create mess up. When I go to other room, then it will be a mess up. And I like to organize the things. So
Yes.
I criticize. Yeah, sometimes I criticize in a negative way.
Oh,
And after some time, I should criticize in a positive ways, and I should make him understand what you can do.
okay. So you said that you criticize him in a negative way, then you feel bad, and then you say that I should criticize him in a positive way. So can you please tell me how you criticize in a negative fashion? How do you criticize in a negative fashion? So you have
Uh,
walked into the room and the room is a complete disaster. So what do you tell your son that time?
I would say I just clean my room and you return home and you create mess up and like spread everything here and there, and I don't like it. I do back to back work and get exhausted till night. So please cooperate with me.
Okay. So this is the way you are. So you are actually scolding him. You are shouting at him and you're saying, what is this? This is the way you're doing this. Every time you're doing this, I have to keep cleaning up your mess. Okay. Then you said you feel bad and then you will criticize him in a positive fashion. How do you criticize him in a positive fashion?
Uh, whenever lies, I say, Vaksin, you should not do like this. You can keep your bag at your proper place where you can keep, and you can like have food on a table, and you don't need to throw the crumbs here and there. And I think
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So that means in the first part, what you did was you just kept shouting at him and saying, oh my God, I just cleaned up the room and then again you made it a mess. You did not give him any solution on how to clear the mess. But in the second part, in the positive criticism, you are saying that now I am going to give him a solution for the mess or how to make sure that that mess does not happen. That is what you're saying. Correct? Am I correct in saying that? Take a review of the way you spoke. You talked a couple of times, you mentioned this expression, mess up. What is the meaning of mess up? Kusum messed up the presentation.
Like
Kusum messed up the presentation. Now, mess up is a phrasal verb. A phrasal verb which means to make a disaster of something. Or
basically,
Kusum messed up the chicken curry. So Kusum made a great chicken curry, but unfortunately she messed up the chicken curry by adding too much salt. Got it? So Kusum messed up the chicken curry by adding too much salt. Got it? So this is the meaning of mess up. That is, it is a phrasal verb which means to make a disaster or to make something bad. That is the meaning of this phrasal verb mess up. Okay, no problem. Now, you don't say create a mess up. You said that when my son comes from school, he creates a mess up. No, you cannot create a mess up. You can only create a mess. So, if I was you, Kusum, okay, I asked you a very simple question. I asked you, have you criticized? Because you said no one has criticized you, no problem. And you take the criticism positively. But supposing you have, sorry, the question I asked you was, have you criticized anyone? If so, who? So you said, I sometimes criticize my son. Madam, I criticize in a negative fashion, and then after that, I criticize in a positive fashion. So now let us rephrase the sentence that you said. Okay. So what you can say is, My son tends. Tends to. Tends space to. Now tends to means is
Usually.
used to or usually. Usually does. That is the meaning of usually. Sorry, that is the meaning of tends to. That means usually. So my son tends to create a mess or make a mess of his room once he gets back. So my son tends to make a mess of his room once he gets back from school or once he is back from school. Once he is back from school. Okay, so you have established the opening line. Now you have to go into the detail of how he is creating the mess. So you can say that he leaves his clothes all over the place and he eats his food in the room. Sorry,
He he keeps his clothes over the place. What did you
not
say?
over the place, not keeps. He leaves or he
Leave.
throws his clothes all over the place. All over the place. Another way of saying it is his clothes are strewn all over the place. Strewn. Strewn. Strewn means scattered. So his clothes are scattered all over the place. His clothes are scattered all over the place. Okay, they are scattered all over the place. So his clothes are strewn all over the place once he is back from school, or his clothes are strewn all over the place, and there are crumbs of food on the floor once he has finished eating. There are crumbs of food on the floor once he has finished eating. Got it? So far, are we clear? Okay. So then what you can say is, I berate him. I berate him. Berate him. Because I am exhausted cleaning up after him time and again. I berate him. Why are you berating him? Because I am exhausted cleaning up his mess time and again. I am exhausted or I am exhausted. Yeah, I am exhausted because I am cleaning up his mess time and again. So this is the first part of the sentence or the first part of the conversation we have made here. Now we will go to the second part of the conversation. So you said that now I will criticize him in a positive fashion. So in this negative fashion, I already gave you the first mistake was create a mess up. That is incorrect. So what you can say is I am exhausted. I am exhausted by working continuously from dawn to dusk. From dawn, dawn. That means dawn is when the sun rises. To dusk, that is dusk is when the sun sets. So I am exhausted from constantly working from dawn to dusk, which is why I berate him.
Yeah.
Which is why I berate him. Okay, now then the second part of the conversation, you talked about positive criticism. Now, in this positive criticism, you use the word like a lot. You kept using the filler word like quite a bit. So, what you could have said is, okay, what you could have said is, I feel guilty or I feel bad after a while for having scolded him. We already used the word berate. So, now let us use a separate word. Let us use a replacement word, which is scold. So I feel bad about constantly scolding him. So then I sit him down. I sit him down. This is one way of saying it. Please note the way I'm constructing the sentence. I sit him down, or I have, listen to the conversation, I have a sit down with him. What is the meaning of a sit down? Supposing I say, Kusum sits down at the table. Simple sentence. So there is a chair there, there is a table here. So Kusum is sitting down on the table. Kusum has a sit down with Neetu. That means Kusum has a discussion with Neetu. Do you understand? So in this context, sit down means conversation. So you can say that I call my son for a sit down and explain to him different ways that he can avoid making a mess. So I tell him to always have his food at the table. in order to avoid creating a mess in his room. In addition, I tell him to fold his clothes neatly once he is back from school, or to drop his clothes in the laundry basket once he is back from school, rather than having them strewn all over the place. Got it? So, this is the way we can actually explain that conversation better. Has there ever been a time when you have, because we women face that quite a bit, you work really hard, okay, from morning onwards, like you said, you've taken care of your little, I think you have an infant daughter. So you've taken care of the infant daughter, you've cooked food, everything, and you've made a scrumptious meal. Scrumptious. What is the meaning of scrumptious? Tasty. Scrumptious. Scrumptious. Scrumptious means tasty, extremely tasty. So you made a scrumptious meal for your husband. You put a lot of effort, everything you did. But then what happens is, your husband comes back from work, okay, and then he says, I already have food from outside. It's okay, you eat and sleep. So if something like that happens to you, how would you react?
No, I would
In
feel that in the hindsight, I would realize we can use in morning.
Yes, we can use it for breakfast the next day. We can use it
Use for
for breakfast the next day.
the next.
Got it? Okay. All right. So, what do you think of today's session, Kusum? Good session?
Yeah, it was amazing. I have learned so much.
I
Thanks.
hope the session was an eye opener, no, on how to deal with criticism, and you also learned some good vocabulary. So hopefully you can use it again in future. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. You have a great day. Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, bye bye,
Take care.
ma'am.
Bye.